What happens when you realize that the dream acquisition might require sacrifice in the past to build the future? When do you accept that progress sometimes means saying goodbye to beloved veterans who've given everything to your organization? Welcome back, folks. It's Thursday, January 22nd, 2026, and we got a sobering reality check from Stu Cowan, one of Montreal's most influential media voices. According to his report on the Fan Hockey Show, the Canadiens know exactly what they want at the trade deadline, but wanting something and being able to afford it are two completely different things. Everyone understands Montreal's dream. They want a big, skilled winger, a legitimate power forward to play alongside Nick Suzuki and Cole Caulfield. That first line desperately needs size and puck protection to allow the young magicians to operate freely. But here's the uncomfortable truth. To bring in that elite reinforcement, Montreal needs to shake things up. And when we talk about shaking things up, we're talking about moving heavy contracts. Two names emerge at the top of the potential departures list, and both carry enormous weight, financial and emotional. Brendan Gallagher and Patrik Laine. Let's start with the elephant in the room, Brendan Gallagher, the heart and soul of this team for over a decade, the warrior who bled for the Bleu Blanc Rouge. But hockey is a cruel business. Gallagher has struggled this season. The body, battered by years of battles in front of the net, doesn't respond the same way anymore. His contract, $6.5 million, is an anchor on the salary cap. To bring in an elite winger, Kent Hughes might have to make the unpopular decision to move Gallagher, probably retaining salary or attaching a draft pick to make another team accept the contract. It will be the end of an era, painful, but perhaps necessary for competitive evolution. And then there's Patrik Laine. The Finnish sniper with his $8.7 million salary is the biggest wild card on the roster. The report mentions he's returning from a core muscle injury. The big question is Laine part of the solution or part of the financial problem? If he comes back and scores goals, fantastic. But if he continues to be inconsistent or struggle with health, Hughes could use him as the centerpiece of a financial trade. Moving $8.7 million would open immediate cap space to pursue younger, more stable names. But there's a third element in this equation that dictates the urgency of everything. Kirby Dach. Dach's health is a tipping point. The report is crystal clear. If he's healthy, the Canadiens can wait. If he's not, urgency increases. Dach was brought in to be the second center, the pillar of the top six. His continuous injuries have created a vacuum. If management doesn't trust that Dach can stay healthy for the rest of the season, the need to bring in that elite winger becomes critical. They need someone to produce now, someone to compensate for Dach's absence or inconsistency. That's the driving force behind all of this. The good news is that Montreal isn't desperate. Stu Cowan emphasizes this point. The team has depth. They have prospects. They have draft picks. They have young players ready in the NHL. Kent Hughes has the luxury of being demanding. He doesn't need to panic. He wants someone with hockey IQ, someone who fits the culture of defensive responsibility that Martin St. Louis has implemented. There's no point bringing in a lazy goal scorer. It has to be the right fit. It has to be someone who understands that winning in the playoffs requires more than just putting the puck in the net. You need two-way play. You need commitment. You need someone who buys into the system. So the scenario that's emerging for the next few weeks is one of tension. We're looking at the real possibility of seeing icons like Gallagher or high-stakes bets like Laine leaving the city. It's the price of progress. For Suzuki and Caulfield to have the partner they deserve, someone will have to be sacrificed on the altar of the salary cap. This is where Kent Hughes earns his paycheck. This is where the philosophy meets reality. Do you hold on to nostalgia and familiarity, or do you make the hard decision that positions the team for long-term success? Gallagher has been a Hab for his entire career. He's a fan favorite. He's the guy who embodies what it means to play for Montreal. But he's also 32 years old, making $6.5 million, and not producing at the level the contract demands. Moving him would be controversial. The fan base would revolt, but it might be necessary. Laine is younger, only 26, but he's been injury-prone and inconsistent. His contract is massive. If he's healthy and productive, he's a valuable piece. If he's not, he's a liability. Hughes has to make a judgment call about whether Laine is part of the solution or part of the problem, and Dach is the wild card. If he comes back healthy and productive, the urgency to acquire an elite winger decreases. If he continues to struggle with injuries, the need becomes acute. Here's what I think is happening. Kent Hughes is preparing for multiple scenarios. He's got his wish list, the elite power forwards he'd like to acquire. He's got his trade pieces identified, the contracts he'd be willing to move, and he's got his contingencies, the Plan B and Plan C options if the market doesn't cooperate. The next few weeks will be fascinating. We might see Brendan Gallagher traded, which would be shocking and emotional. We might see Patrik Laine moved, which would free up cap space but also represent a bet that he won't bounce back. We might see nothing happen if Kirby Dach returns healthy and the urgency dissipates. What we won't see is Hughes making a panic move. He's too disciplined for that. He'll wait for the right opportunity at the right price. He'll make sure any acquisition fits the culture and the system. And if that means sacrificing beloved veterans to make it happen, he'll do it without hesitation. That's the business of hockey. That's what separates good general managers from great ones. The willingness to make hard decisions, even when they're unpopular, because you believe they're right for franchise long term. The future of Montreal is being built right now, and difficult decisions are part of the blueprint. What do you think, folks? Should Kent Hughes move Brendan Gallagher to create cap space for an elite winger acquisition? Is Patrik Laine expendable if it means opening up financial flexibility? How important is Kirby Dach's health to Montreal's trade deadline strategy? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that like button, because the next few weeks are going to be absolutely critical for the Montreal Canadiens. And we're going to be covering every development, every rumor, and every decision as Hughes navigates this complex landscape.